This is a LOL with Nancy Alexander Quick Fix on Radio Influence.
Did you happen to see the return of Kelly Ripa this morning?
I did.
You know, I missed it.
I did?
Well, we have it.
Yeah.
Yes.
She, if you don't know the backstory, everybody probably does by now, but Michael Strahan, who's been her partner for, I don't know, a couple, 3 years, dropped the bomb that he was going to work at GMA, and Disney wasn't kind enough to tell Kelly until the very last second that she'd lost her partner. So she took a couple days off to flip them off and roll that around a little bit. Well, she made her reappearance this morning, and I think she handled it with great aplomb. The money shot for me is when she said that she finally got the respect that she deserved. Because, you know, if Kelly Ripa had been a dude, it would not have been handled that way.
No, for sure.
You're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
I get what Kelly Ripa went through.
Heck yeah.
I can't remember, and I don't.
Now, I mean, imagine if Kelly Ripa had pulled that on Regis back in the day.
Sure.
Oh, please.
Get out of here. Yeah.
It would have been unthinkable.
Of course.
And lawsuit, I'm sure. At some point, they get all crazy.
You know, so women are definitely treated differently. And by the way, I've never told the story about the Regis gig. I've told it to people that I know, but you know, when I auditioned for that show back in 2000 something,
right,
when Kathy Lee left, and they had Women in Radio Week, and I was the first one up, and it was my agent at the time in New York, who did nothing, you know, being an agent is the best job in the world. All you do is wait by your mailbox for a portion of somebody else's paycheck. It's the greatest gig.
Man.
I didn't hear from the guy for 3 months because he broke his foot.
You're kidding.
No, what does that have to do with dialing the phone?
Right.
Well.
You are so freaking fired. I'm going to call you back and fire you again.
Yeah.
You said you have no chance of getting on that show. Well, Fox 13 got me the gig. And that morning, when they were doing the announcements, it was the first week of Women in Radio, when they were announcing who was going to be on it was the all 5 days.
Right.
There were 2 cameras there from Fox 13, and I'm thinking to myself, and this is live on my radio show. 2 Fox 13, because I worked for both companies at the time. I was doing my Fox 13 Out There gig, and I was also doing a morning radio show. And I thought, how embarrassing is this going to be if I don't get this gig and we're going live? Well, then the hotline starts to blink. Mm-hmm. And I pick up the phone, you know, and we hit it, of course, so we're going live.
Going live, yep, of course.
Can I speak to Nancy Alexander?
Stop.
Yeah.
Reg? Yeah, is this you?
Right. Right.
You're first up, little lady, on Women in Radio Week. And I said, but Reg, I've got an OBGYN appointment that day. You know how hard those are to get?
Right. Yeah.
You did not.
I did.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing the audience laugh, and it was the first laugh I got on national television, which gave me a lady boner.
Nice.
So I was the first one up, and the St. Pete Times at the time, now the Tampa Bay Times, followed me up there, and I was just sick to my stomach. I knew nothing about the environment, the set, what it looked like. You're walking into complete darkness and coldness and not knowing anything about anything other than you have to be in a makeup chair at 6:30.
So you're terrified, I would imagine.
I was absolutely terrified.
Yeah, of course.
I get stage fright before every show.
Sure.
I think you should. I think it's healthy.
Right.
Because it shows respect to the audience. It means that you want to do a good show.
Right.
But this was otherworldly stage fright.
Yeah.
And then the theme comes up, and we walk through the hallway, Reg and I holding hands together, and then the calm, this magic that happens to a lot of performers as soon as the light goes on and you have to go, we're here, we're on.
Right.
It kicked in, and then I was fine. And a lot of people took the way that he was reacting with me as being abrasive. But I had actually worked with him a couple, 3 times before because, Fox carried the show.
Of course.
So we sort of knew each other. And during the commercials, he was holding my hand going, "You're knocking him dead, kid. You're knocking him dead."
Yeah. Which makes you feel good, of course.
But the truth of the matter is, and even the St. B. Times at the time, I think Gelman told them that I was in the running because they thought that I had done a good job. Here's what I think. And this is the first time I've ever said this out loud. I've said this to you guys, but this is my theory.
Right. No, and I agree with it. I agree with it.
And I completely agree with why they chose Kelly Ripa. And I think she does a fantastic job. But I think the whole thing was a ruse. I think the Women in Radio Week was a genius way to get every woman in radio behind a microphone to talk about that show.
Absolutely.
Their numbers that week, I bet, were absolutely enormous.
LOL with Nancy Alexander can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and RadioInfluence.com.